welcome, class. Let us know where you're tuning in from.
Oh my gosh, we have Florida.
Bill Buns. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be an R in there, but I know who that is.
Hey, Bill. Long time no see.
Miss Jen and Stuart, sunny Florida.
California. Yeah, Dulcia. Hey, girl.
Kansas City in the house.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Cold New Hampshire.
So, did you get your shirt? I hope it arrived.
Cindy, it's always cold in New Hampshire. I got married during Laconia Bike Week in June, and it was cold. I had to buy jackets and sweaters, and it was the end of June. I was like, how can somebody live here all the time? Like, it's June. It's supposed to be super hot.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, guys. This is great. Thank you all so much. Hey, Ramsey. Look, we can see your name now this time. We know it's you. I love it. Let's go. This is good. You guys, I am so excited for this class. This is hands down the best. I sent it to Heather. It is the best presentation of this class I have ever done. I'm so excited.
And I'm glad you are, because I know you use so many different apps, and I'm just here to kind of soak it all in as well, because I use whatever app I'm using. I guess I don't do anything fun and creative like you do. So I am super excited. Oh, look who's joined.
Oh my gosh, guys, that's my husband. Go away. Don't embarrass me. I'm kidding. No, this one's really cool. I can't wait. I've incorporated video and AI into it. So you're definitely, yeah, I know. It's like, dang. So I'm excited to dive in.
You ready for me to?
Yeah, let's get it going.
Up and get our learning.
All right. So I have two screens, you guys, and I was actually joking with Heather. So if I'm looking up, it's because my second screen is on a higher thing, because I'm learning as I do this. So bear with me. All right. So let's get started. The very first thing we're going to step into is setting a mindset. So let's get going. I'll give you a little intro about myself. This is me. Yay! If those of you who do not know, my name's Bree White. I'm with Remax Direct in Southeast Florida. I have a philosophy degree, but I sell real estate. Go figure. I thought I wanted to be an attorney. Changed my mind. I've worked every position there is within a real estate brokerage, and I am the founder of Your Creative Hustle and Remax Creative Group, for those of you who are in the Remax Creative Group with us today. So let's get started. I want to start off with what we're going to learn. And this entire class, this hour and 10 minutes you're going to spend with us, we're going to learn about my favorite creative apps, and they do change. These are my current favorite creative apps, and how I create posts seamlessly while I'm on the go, because a lot of times I don't want to take a lot of time to do it. So hi from Portugal. Is that Carlos?
That's Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos. You have to stay till the end because I used one of your things and made it look really cool. Thank you. Carlos is amazing. Digressing for a second, Carlos is phenomenal creatively. We absolutely love him. He is I'd say like our top favorite creator there is. Definitely up there. He's great. So let's get our mindset ready to absorb the information we're going to absorb. And I like to start off with some stats, because stats do change. And there's a lot of misinformation out there in regards to which platform should I use, which one's happening, and so on and so forth. So in 2023, more than half of the world uses social media. 60% of people are on social media, with an average daily time spent of 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours, which equals out to be about 16 hours per week, with an average of 6 to 7 apps per person. That's incredible. So if you're not utilizing social media to its fullest potential, it's time to start, because it is projected to grow by 2027 to a $374 billion industry. $1 billion. So let's get going. Here are the top platforms as of 2023. And I know some of you are probably finding this interesting, because people will say, oh, Facebook is gone. It's not cool anymore. Well, clearly, It is still the most used platform there is globally, followed by YouTube, WhatsApp, then Instagram, then TikTok. And if you see, I know LinkedIn is kind of pushing its way back up in the world, but it wasn't even there in regards to rankings to make it to my list. But that doesn't mean that you cannot be successful on LinkedIn. So if you're using LinkedIn, keep using it. Everyone finds their groove on different platforms. What I find interesting is some people will come to me on one-on-one coaching sessions and I'll say, "What's your goal?" They'll say, "I want to be the best on Instagram." I said, "Okay, well, where are you spending most of your time?" "Facebook." So then why are we building out Instagram? Let's focus on Facebook, get that up and running, and then focus on Instagram. So just because someone's telling you you have to use Instagram, that doesn't mean that you have to. A lot of times, in my humble opinion, I have seen people who are not as successful on Facebook, but they're more successful on Instagram. That's why they don't find Facebook to be successful, because they haven't found their groove yet. And that's okay. We all live in different spaces. So find your space and hone in on it. Why be socially creative? Well, look at these numbers. These are just from stories. One photo had over 300 views. Another photo, thanks to a hashtag I used on the story, had over 600 views. Social media is visual. And by the end of this class, you're going to see how I incorporate stuff aesthetically and visually to pull people in. Your tribe will find you. If you are consistent with how and what you post, you will attract the type of audience that you seek. And you're going to have an impact. A lot of us want to share our message, share our desires, or whatever it is we're working on. And this is how you can do it. And visual content, of course, is digestible. So again, aesthetics is everything when it comes to this. Aesthetics and insights. Those are the two biggest things. So let's go in. Now, I know some of you are saying, but I'm not creative. This won't work for me. These next two slides are going to show you otherwise. It's important for you to know that there is neuroscience behind creativity. You can Google this. It's not something I'm making up. There is legit a scientific process to creativity. So did you know creativity involves a coordination between your cognitive control, which is involved with your executive function skills like planning, problem solving, and the default mode network in your brain, which is also most active during wandering and daydreaming. I don't know about you, Heather, but like I've noticed I get my best ideas when I'm just about to fall asleep and I'm like, do I have the energy to like write it down? I'll be like, oh, I'll remember in the morning. And then I lose it. It's gone. Like, I just can't remember.
Mine is at 3:00 in the morning. And Carlos saying he's not creative.
Oh yeah, okay, Carlos.
But no, mine is at 3:00 in the morning, especially right now. Usually I try to be about 4, but my body does not realize the time has changed. So it is still 3:00 and my brain turns on. And that is when I'm the most creative. It's like once I have an inkling of waking up about that time, that's it. Like my brain turns on, I'm in go mode. So I just get to work.
See, mine's right before I fall asleep, but yours is right when you wake up. That's interesting.
It's what makes me wake up. It's like, the dog snores. That's it. I'm up. Forget it. I'm done. Let's go.
Yeah, see, so start being aware of this. The whole point of these slides to prep us for the creativity is you're not going to know. I can give you all of the technique in the world, but if you don't wrap your awareness around the mindset, you're not going to buy in. You're not going to believe it. So start being aware of when you find yourself maybe even just daydreaming or experimenting of different things that could possibly be in your head. That could be a sign that that's a good time for you during the day, creative wise. So back to the neuroscience. What if I'm about to wake myself up my own? I mean, it happens, Ramsey. I believe that one with you.
I was thinking, sometimes like I feel I have a creative block or something, but honestly, I could be watching commercials and fascinating. And I'm sure if you don't think you're creative, when you watch commercials, you see the different colors and
Yeah.
fonts and how they all pull it together. And that is when I'm watching commercials, that's what I'm looking at, is what I'm kind of drawn to, I guess, in the creative space. But you're creative because you're noticing that, or you will after you watch this,
Yeah.
when you're watching those commercials and how the text and overlays and colors all kind of combine together. And that's where my creative juices will just like, oh, I like that, I'm going to try that, or something like that. So
And what's really interesting too, speaking on that, is I have noticed for me, do you guys have an echo real quick or no? No?
mm-mm.
Okay, it's just on my end. That for me is now that I'm like you, aware of certain advertising commercials, I can tell which ad agency did what commercial because they have a style. They have such an authenticity to themselves that you can point out their commercials just because they're like, oh, that must be the same people that did this brand's commercial and that, because it's so similar. And that speaks volumes of the more you're creative, the more you'll find your authenticity and your style. So keep that
Well,
awareness
I
in.
think that goes, if I see something, I can almost always say, oh, Bree did that. I feel I have a style and people can say, oh, Heather did that. I feel it's just what we kind of do within our own creativity. And that's what I love when people are sharing, because everyone does have their own unique style, and certainly will take away bits and pieces to try to incorporate. But I think we all do have our own creativity. And I think that's what's great, is
Yeah,
it would really stink if we're all the same. But
100%. So, last thing on the neuroscience of creativity is not one system, but many different mechanisms in your brain that, under ideal circumstances, work together in a seamless way. And there's countless studies and abstract articles on this. So, if you feel that you have to research to get your mindset ready for this, then by all means, go for it. You got to do what you got to do. So let's go. Here's the fun stuff. All right. I'm going to start with a really cool app that I love. Some of you may feel more comfortable using editing options on your phone. That's great. But this app takes that editing aspect a step further. So one of my favorite app designers is Lightricks. Lightricks is based out of I want to say Israel, and they have the most seamless tutorials to learn how to use their apps. They have packages where you can get 4 apps bundled together for one price, and some of the apps we're going to discuss in this session are included in that bundle, and they're really high quality with what they're able to do. And so that's why I've just kind of leaned in and fell in love with their programs. So this one is free to download. You will always, always, always hear me say, download and try it for free with anything you use. And once you find yourself getting flustered because you need more of the technical aspects that are outside of the free version, then pay for it. And then if you find yourself using it more, then do a yearly subscription. Go for it. They are marketing expenses for your business, so keep that in mind. So what I like about Lightleap is it's really good for like coming soon photos. So if you're out and about and you have to take a photo of a property and you just want to add like a brighter sky because maybe it's an ugly day, or you want to add some pizzazz to it, you can. So this particular photo for me was a coming soon photo I had in Fort Pierce Inlet. The community offered dock space. So as you can see, I edited the sky to make it a little blue. I brightened the photo a tad bit with a magic wand. I love magic wands and apps. It's just quick and you're done. And I added the rainbow. The rainbow was not there. That is actually something that the app allows you to do. And I added it. I posted it on Facebook, posted it on Instagram. It did really well. People were intrigued, like, wow, where is that? That's so cool. So it's just quick, easy to go stuff. So Lightleap combines speed, simplicity, and the power in one app to make your photo editing infinitely easier. You can choose from their unique collection of customized filters or create your own signature style and save a preset. In a few slides, I'm going to show you how I took one image, and in this app, I was able to edit it multiple ways. So this was a photo of my father. And as you see, the sky looks very bright and vibrant. He happens to be at Niagara Falls. And I brightened it up with this app, and I changed the skyline. Super simple. Took, I don't know, 2 minutes to do. Wasn't much time at all. Here's another one. This one I love. My husband, he entertains me. This is a listing we had in West Palm Beach, Florida, and I actually needed a photo for a video we did. So I needed a thumbnail video and that I could put verbiage on, and this was it. So it was such an ugly day. I'm going to be honest, I didn't think I was going to be able to get this photo as bright as I did. So it worked. It worked. But as you see, there is a ton of options you can have. You can crop, you can edit your face, you can adjust, you can change details, color, you can add elements. Like the rainbow would be considered what's called an element because it's something that you add to a photo. I love the magic wand. If you see an app that has a magic wand and you can click it, because then most of the work is done and then you can just kind of slide it back and forth of how you want it. It's just a time saver. Now this, if you look back and forth between the two, this is the downtown area of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I was, maybe like 10 stories up or something in a condo building. The original photo is very dull and it doesn't have a lot of pop to it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful area, but I wanted it to have a little extra pop. So I brightened it a tad. As you can see, some of the colors stand out a little bit more, and I changed the sky. It's just night and day from my eyes, at least. I think it looks so much better. It gives a little more sharpness and crisp to it. Also, influencer photos. What I mean by influencer photos is you are a micro influencer for your community. You are someone that people look to for suggestions and for insight and to what's going on in the market. So treat your social media as such. It could just be a simple photo of you out and about living your best life, but you want it to pop. Again, visual is everything. Social media is all about aesthetics and a flow. If I posted the first photo of my aunt in the Blue Ridge Mountains like that, it's so dark. It has a feeling behind it of like, oh, that could have been a great photo, right? There's certain things when we look at whether it's a piece of art or if it's an aesthetic design in a home, we're kind of like, that could have been something, but it just didn't quite meet the mark. Whereas when you look at the second photo, it has a little pop to it. You get a full, clear picture of what's happening there. So again, treat each photos, even if it's just a photo of yourself or a photo of something that you're doing, as an influencer photo. The algorithm will thank you. Here is another photo I did. This is in Sunny Isles, which is in South Florida, almost to Miami. And it's the same photo. So this is a really interesting photo, and you'll see how I repurpose this photo later on with another app. I am all about repurposing. There is probably a ton of photos you have from past listings or past things that you've done that you can go back through and utilize moving forward. So I was on like probably the 26th or the 30th floor or something of this high rise, and I took a photo in a phone that I don't even have anymore. I think it was like an iPhone 8 or something, and I did it in portrait mode. I took the photo in portrait mode, and I was really excited because it looked almost like a watercolor photo. It didn't even look real. It was really neat. And I said, you know what? Let's edit it. So within Lightleap, we talked about how you can change skies. It's not just blue skies. There is twilight skies, there's sunset skies, you name it, you can change it. And within that skyline, you will even be able to take it a step further and adjust the placement of the clouds. So let's say if that big blue white cloud, I wanted it to be slightly to the right, I will have the ability in that app to just toggle it slightly over. So it gets really detail oriented, which is nice. Any questions about Lightleap before we move on to Facetune?
No, I need to try that, especially with all my fall photos, because I feel like, what's wrong with my phone? It doesn't even look anything as beautiful as, as what I'm seeing with my eyeballs. So I already wrote it down so I can go.
Oh, perfect. Sometimes
like
you just need a little sharpness and a little vibrancy to it, and it just changes it.
For sure.
So Facetune, I know a lot of you are probably like, oh, that's the app that's so vain. Let me tell you, yes, it is, but no, it's not. So
I'm telling you, like, there's something wrong with my phone or my glasses, because I'm like, I seriously do not have that many wrinkles. So I use Facetune to make me look like I feel I look.
Exactly. Listen, Facetune is so robust. It's not just about editing your face. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there's been a few Instagram reels I have posted where I had no makeup on and I just wanted to have a little makeup. So I use like their makeup filters, because you can do photos and videos within the app now.
Do you know that?
It's great.
I didn't know. I use Snapchat filters for that. And I was
that's
like,
where I was.
When I saw this, I was like, wait, what? What?
Yeah, it's great. So this photo right here was my mom was a wildlife photographer, and this was a flamingo she took somewhere that she had it on like a very dark, almost black background. And I was like, you know what? Let me make it fun and vibrant. So they have pre-done backgrounds where it will automatically change your background for you in Facetune. I was like, oh, that looks like so much fun. And being in South Florida, it's perfect. So I use this one for things time to time, just as something fun. Because listen, we don't have to tell people all of the time we're in real estate. It could be like a t-shirt, like the shirt I have on says Realtor Vibes. It could be just out and about, wherever it is, just little subliminal messages to keep people top of mind of who you are can go a very far way. So you don't have to be cheesy. You don't have to be salesy. It's just about staying in front of your community. So when they are ready, they will think of you. So here is a very lovely broker. I know her name is Tara, and she is in Savannah, Georgia. So I played around with her headshot and I put Riverfront, I think it's called Riverfront. Yeah, Riverfront Street or something like that, down in Savannah. And I put that street behind her. And she was just so excited by it. She's like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. But look at it. It looks like it was like photoshopped like that. I'm really not that cool. I mean, Carlos is like, I give him credit. If you want to know Photoshop, he is like creme de la creme. That is, I don't have time for that, in the sense of I don't have the attention span.
Nope.
So Facetune can edit everything from your face, your eyes, the shape of objects, your background. It can relight your face if your face is a little too dark, which you'll see in a few slides, and so much more. This is really an intricate app. So here are two more options I did just to show you. They have preset backgrounds, and these are two of the preset backgrounds. I have even taken it a step further where they have a solid black background and a solid white background. And I have saved a photo with a solid white background to my camera roll. And then I went back into the app and then layered another background over it, because they have some transparent ones. Like they have one that has monarch butterflies throughout the back. So I saved the white background, saved it to my phone, went back in and put the monarch butterfly background over the white background. And it was like so stinking cute. It took me 3 minutes, because all it is pull, click a button, save, pull, click a button, save. It's just time. I like quickness. Videos takes a little longer. So here's the one I was talking about in regards to relight. So you see my original photo of me. I looked really tired that day. I probably really was. I hadn't had coffee yet, is what we're going to go with. So you see the original. Then there is an option in the app to do auto face correction. The second one is that magic wand auto face correction. Then I wanted it to pop a little bit more because I wanted my face to be a little brighter. So there's a relight option. And it has like a little spotlight. So if your face is still a little too dark, it will find your face and it will work. There's been a few times where the relight option does not work for me because it can't locate a face. And then it is what it is, right? But most of the time it can. And then it's a smoother image. I mean, let's be honest. If I posted the first one on social media, do you think that the visual effect would work as well as the last one? Probably not. It's not as bright. So there's a lot of different options you can use this for. It's great, especially in dark rooms. Any questions about Facetune before we move on to Motion Leap?
I just need to
Claudia. Oh, hi, Claudia, if you're watching. So these 3 apps so far that I've discussed are all from Lightricks. And they're as you can see, they're phenomenal apps with what they have to offer. Motion Leap, and let me digress for 1 second. We're not even talking about every single feature because I could do a session on each individual class. This is just the highlights of what I tend to gravitate towards in the apps. They're very robust apps. Motion Leap was probably my very, very first app that really got me into creativity. Somehow I stumbled upon it. This is that same listing photo or area photo, so to speak, that I took. And what I did is, before they've had all of the advancements in the app, you could add a sky, but it was very limited. So you'll notice around a couple of the buildings, it's not as crisp and there's a little blur to it. That's because this is a very old photo I did. And you could animate the water. So as you see, I made the image move. This is an image I turned into a video. And that's what Motion Leap does. It takes your images and it allows you to turn them into videos. And now you can save in 4K, 1080, even lower if you want, and you can change how long you want your video to go, because I used to have to do a workaround where you save it and then duplicate it in another app to keep it on replay. Now you don't. I think you can save up to like 3 minutes or maybe a minute in the app. It's really cool. So here is some of the features that it offers. It offers certain effects. It has elements. Now remember, elements are items that you add on to there that weren't there previously. There's a 3D motion effect. Beat loops. Beat loops is where it will add music that they have pre-programmed, and the image will then move to the beat of the song that they have. It's very limited with the offerings music-wise. I tend not to use it a lot. You can animate the sky. You can animate the photo itself. You can do a motion overlay, which is like, especially with the holidays coming up, snow. So if you have a gingerbread house, you can put like snow over it and it looks like it's snowing in front. And you can animate the water. So this is an actual listing photo of mine. This is a house I rent time and time again down in East Fort Lauderdale. And it's just a gorgeous backyard. So I changed the sky and I changed the water to make it look like you can see the clouds going over it. And I got to tell you, I ran an Instagram ad with this photo, and to date, probably like 4 years later, it is still one of the best ads I have ever ran, ever. It just performed really well. And you can even add music to it as well if you want to, which you'll see I did that with one of my other designs. Okay, visual tips, because I'm going to drive home the visual factor of this. This goes for any type of social media post you're doing. We are visual creatures. That's why people will say, oh, he was so cute. That's why I married him. I'm kidding. But seriously, visual first, right? Aesthetics are everything. Remember, when you're creating verbiage, to go with these visual features of the images, we scan left to right and then back down. So when you're creating verbiage to go with your image, keep that in mind. You want it to have a seamless flow. So if you look on my social media, you'll see that I break up stuff for that flow. I love doing what I call microblogs, where it makes you read, because I like having the ability to pull people into my social media. And even though video is king and queen right now, I want them to still feel like they have the ability to read if they choose to. So another rule of thumb is the rule of threes for photos. Any photographer will tell you they try and incorporate this. So this fun little design I did, I lost my mouse. Sorry, guys. It has the rule of three. There's a shark, there's a turtle, and there's fish. So it's really great to just, I can't get my mouse back. There we go. To help pick that up. Sorry, I had technical difficulties there. And I like emojis. I use emojis a lot. I love when ChatGPT auto puts in emojis for me too. That is like just so easy. So great. This one has sound. I want you guys to pay attention to this. This was a stock image I found that I did for Halloween. The spider web wasn't there. The bats weren't there. The curtains weren't there. And the ghost wasn't there. This is all done in Motion Leap. And then I added some music to it within the app. Can you hear it, Heather, or no? So see, it's just simple, just a funky little design. I always put my hashtag on things. I use my hashtag because that is how I've structured my branding. When I did my branding, I wanted something that would uniformly pull everything into Google simultaneously. So every single name I have, my URL, and my Google My Business pages, always hashtag Breeze to Keys. If you pull up your phone or your computer and you Google hashtag Breeze to Keys, it's me. And I did that on purpose because Google wants to create a folder of all of your stuff. What's my page called?
Breeze to Keys. I
Breeze to
figured
Keys. There you go.
Because it's time to highlight that if you're going to mention that.
Sorry. All right. Any questions about Motion Leap? Turning an image into a video? If not, let's dive into some of my favorite video editing apps. And I have a lot. Like, I'm sure Heather will even tell you, like, I am the extreme. So if you just take one or two of these apps from this, that's great. I started off that way, and then I learned that each app has its own specialty. And it's powerful in its own unique way. So then I learned, once I found my favorite apps here and there, how to utilize the specialty of each app in a quick way to just make unique, one-of-a-kind marketing pieces that genuinely stand out. And towards the end of this, I'm going to share with you some of my insights from last month. It's insane. Like, this stuff works, guys. Teleprompter app. This is my favorite thing. Now, there's other ones out there. I like this one because it's free. There's a lot of other features within a teleprompter app that I don't use because I have another app that I use. But it's been a game changer for me, especially when I'm trying to create something and tell a story on TikTok and I want it to convey properly. I don't always do well when it's on the fly. Sometimes I need a script in front of me. So as you see, this is a I asked ChatGPT, why is a teleprompter app good to use? This is what it popped out for me with a couple different reasons of why. And I wanted to upload this video to the presentation to show you guys it's simple. You look at your camera, you can change how fast and slow you want the verbiage to go, and you're done. It's great.
I've never used a teleprompter, but I'm an on-the-fly kind of person. Or I'm not, different kind of business things. I just use social for fun, I guess. Or
yeah.
I'm just
No, that stresses me out. Like, totally can't. I get really like awkward. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I record 10 gazillion times over and over again. And then I'm like, why am I recording so many times?
no, I'm a one and done. Here it is.
I love it. See, that's great. This one is my new favorite app. And there's a couple of reasons why. And I'm still exploring all of the features of this app. Captions does have a teleprompter feature in it. I have not utilized it yet, but I do plan on playing around with it to see if I like it better than the teleprompter app that I'm already using, just because I am paying for this app already. Some of you like CapCut. I have CapCut, but I tend to gravitate towards this one 9 times out of 10. So I wanted to highlight it. And here's why. This is an AI-powered creative studio app. So this was a listing video that we did for an off-market property, and it allowed me to auto-generate captions with minimal editing skills. Now, when you do auto-generated captions, if you have an accent, like apparently the A word and the G word, which I can't say because then they'll go off, things that I have, and when you go to say mute, it will start meowing. I'll say, okay, G, mute the TV, and then a cat sound comes out of the G thing, and I'm like, really? Apparently I have an accent. So sometimes you have to go back in and just watch your captions to ensure that they're on point. And it also adds emojis too. So I didn't have that feature on for this video, but there's a button you can click to add emojis, and certain words will trigger, and they're animated emojis. So like the celebration horn where the confetti pops out, it actually like pops out on the word. It's really cool. Again, there's the built-in teleprompter. There's AI contact feature where if you want it to make sure your eyes look like it's looking right at the person, it will eyeballs that way, and it doesn't look weird, I promise you. It looks very natural. A full-blown video editor in this app, and the emojis like we talked about. So this one was really cool, and this deserved its own slide. And I sent this video to Carlos because I wanted to know how the translation was. And then I did another video in Polish, and I sent it to a Polish friend of mine, and she was like, oh my gosh, that's AI. The translation's almost on par. So what's interesting is if you're at a listing appointment, right? And I always recommend at least someone you know that speaks the language to verify the translation on this. It has an AI-powered translator for your voice and your captions, and it will even sound like you, which is really crazy. So you can say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I have an ability to do a listing video for your house, and I can market it to foreign investors. And here's how, by fluently speaking the language. So they think.
And which one is this one?
Trabalhei muito duro esta manhã para me vestir.
Let me rewind. This is captions. This is the captions app. So let me raise the volume on this because that came a little low, because each video, like commercials, has a different volume. So let's tune in.
E ser ser humano funcional e semifuncional para atender ao pedido do meu cliente de começarmos as exibições o mais cedo possível hoje em domingo. Apenas para parar.
Isn't that crazy? It sounds like me.
Insane. That's crazy.
That is like so cool. I was just like so dumbfounded by this. So I sent it to Carlos and Anna, and I was like, okay, I think it's the Brazilian accent, which they confirmed it was. But like, the Brazil, because we have such a large like Brazilian population down here, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. There is one hiccup in this particular video where it paused when it should have caught the captions. And just because I was experimenting with it, I was like, nah, it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. But like, it's creepy. It is so creepy, but isn't it cool? You legit like you're doing the voiceover. I know. It is so, like, welcome to AI, guys.
That's crazy. That's the Sunday morning, like it's too early.
Yes. Which, just so you guys know, I had this video and I've been sitting on this particular video for a month. And the only reason why I didn't post it, and this attests to the power of social media. I got out of that car and I was processing the video because I was waiting for my clients. My clients pull up and they were like, "Hey girl, what's up? We're so sorry we're late." They're like, "By the way, you're starting to pop up organically on our TikTok feed." Can you imagine if I posted that video right then and there and they saw it? So I waited. I sat on it for a month. I made sure they were closed and everything were good. And I was like, nah, I wear that shirt a lot. Nobody will know. It could be another client. Like, who knows? But like, yeah, isn't that crazy though, that now because I was interacting with them and actively helping them find a house, they were like, "Oh my gosh, I see your TikTok videos in my For You page now." I was like, what? It's working. It's powerful stuff, guys. Really powerful. Social media is insane. So this one, Video Leap is hands down. Go ahead.
No,
Do
I
you have
was thinking this is the one I fell in love with some of these things that you did. For
Oh
sure.
my gosh. This one, so they have completely revamped this app. This used to just be a basic video editing app. And then I stopped using it for, I don't know, like 6-8 months or whatever. And then I dove back into it this year and I was like, holy fudgesicle. Like, this is insane. Like, they have taken AI to an entirely different level. So some of the videos I'm going to show you on this, I use just for fun because, again, it's about staying top of mind to clients, and it doesn't have to be always real estate, because if it is, it gets a little gimmicky, right? And some of it I genuinely use in our business, and it's a game changer. So this one I wanted to share with you. This was just a photo that I uploaded, and it does this crazy, like, automatic changes the photo to, I don't know, a robot or something. It's kind of cool. So let's watch. Isn't that insane?
That's cool. That's cool.
All I did was upload a photo and it did the rest. I was like, yes.
No, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So this, oh, no, wait, we're gonna go to the next one. Go to the next slide. Thank you. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that. This was a new feature I stumbled upon as well. They have a feature that's called like, oh, I'm having a brain fart. It's like endless loop, where you'll see like the video just pulls back and it's all of this AI generated crazy stuff. So as I said, this app is very unique with its editing features. So it gives you the ability to cut out and replace backgrounds. You can vanish certain aspects to your background and unwanted objects. So like I had a flyaway hair because I have really dense hair, and I just wanted that one piece to go away. It removed it out of a video. There you can have really dynamic transitions to your video. Like I use Pick Play Post sometimes, but Pick Play Post is very basic in regards to the transition versus what this app has to offer. There's really cool trendy effects and different ways to utilize text. They're constantly doing upgrades to this app and adding more stuff. There's also a community aspect of this app where other people will upload their videos and create different effects to them and then save it as a template, and you can use that template that they created. It's mind-blowing. It has motion tracking for keyframes for you. You can add music, you can upload music. I like a lot of the stock music that they have in this app. It's pretty robust, as well as audio effects if you want certain effects to it. And there's this other thing that I'm still trying to figure out, and I'm not confident enough with my skills yet to teach other people with it. It's called chroma key. So let's say this shirt I have on, I want to do a video where I'm like jumping around or dancing or something, and I want to change the color of my shirt with each move I do. The chroma key option in this app allows that shirt to change a different color with every move whenever I tell it to do it. So it's just really visually eye-popping. There's a lot of cool features. So let's watch this AI generated endless loop they did for a design I created in Canva. Oh, I froze. Well, that's not cool.
That's kind of cool how it just like,
I froze completely.
what photo was it? The first photo that you sent
Can you
them?
see
And
me?
I see you. You're frozen though.
Shoot.
I hear you. It's trying. It's coming back. You're moving now. So what photo did you give them? Or did you upload? Was it that first one?
Yeah, I froze right there with Wi-Fi. I'm sorry about that, guys. Do you guys want to rewatch it or are we good? So
Yeah,
that's
okay, go ahead.
this one. So let's redo it. I'm sorry about that. Wi-Fi kicked out. Let's try again. Isn't that crazy?
No, that's very cool.
Yeah, imagine if you have like this really unique listing photo or like the things that you could utilize with it, even not just necessarily holiday wise, but in your actual business. The creativity options are endless with it. My only thing is AI and fingers. They can't quite figure out fingers yet. That drives me crazy.
And that's the thing is the original photo that we see there, that's what you posted.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of,
just
the rest of it's more
automatically did.
cooler.
Yeah, it literally just it did it on its own. I'll say sometimes I'll see it's a little wonky, but for this one it was really clean and crisp. I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't do anything other than pick the option I wanted, which was like the Halloween theme AI infinite loop and the image, and it did the rest.
I'd like to try that with like the fall stuff that
Yeah,
cool, like mountains or waterfall, or to see what it would do. That'd be kind of cool.
100%. So here are these are templates. So these two videos that I'm about to show you, one is for our Airbnb we have in Kissimmee, Florida, where I just wanted to put it on something on TikTok to start advertising it. And the other one was just for a personal thing where my husband and I were at Disney. But these are pre-done templates. All you have to do is insert the videos or the images. So let's watch the first one real quick and you'll see like the effects I like the effects. They're great.
Ever since I left the city.
See? It just like spot on pops and changes the entire color.
Yeah. No, I like how because it does change everything just with the music and the color pop like that.
And it pulls you mentally, like there's so much psychology in this that like that moment that it changes from black and white and it hits the note, it just pulls you and you're like, what? Like you just can't help but like watch more. And the goal is to get people intrigued about what you're posting and want to spend more time on it. So it works. Now, this is one of the very first videos I did experimenting wise. So I want you guys to notice the one thing that I have that's kind of a pet peeve about mine with the template aspect of this app is if you do anything horizontally or too wide, it doesn't pull it all in. So there's one clip in here where it's my husband, what is it? The evil queen from Snow White and him, but I got cropped out because the photo was too wide. And so even though I can go in and edit each little frame that I'm putting in, it doesn't give me the ability to shrink stuff in yet. So what I recommend is when you're experimenting with the template side of this app, look for things that are vertical and centered, because if not, some of it will just it'll just be too wide to fit into the frame. So let's watch this.
Yeah.
then on the black screen, you can actually put text on there. So like if it's a listing or something like that, you could put your contact information. I did one for Kenny's birthday, which is the first time I did a birthday video for him. And on the black part of it, when the video was still scrolling, I said, "Thank you for spending your life with me. Happy birthday," or something really cheesy, guys. But it was cute. So
No, I
there's
like that because that is something. Well, I try to do those more. I use like the CapCut templates, just for easy stuff.
yeah. So we're almost towards the end of the class. There's a couple more clips I want to show you how I have taken some of the really great features of each aspect and created something really beautiful. In the beginning, when I was learning how to do this, it did take me a little more time than it does now. The hardest aspect of any of these apps is getting confident and comfortable with what it has to offer. And once you know how to utilize the apps, when it comes to creating it, it's a lot. It's just quicker. Every once in a while, I get stuck on doing something like, let's say hypothetically, this one took me 15 minutes. We're talking 15 minutes versus me having to spend $400 and send something out on like, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it like Fiverr or a video editor or something like. That's well worth it in my books. I can do 15 minutes at night, like laying in bed, watching TV or something like that. No problem. And then I'll feel accomplished and I made something really pretty. So this is actually, when you watch this video, it is the same listing photo I edited twice. So I started off with the listing photo. Then I put it in Motion Leap, which creates the sky and the movement. And then I added it into, then I added something separate at the end that was made from Canva with all of my contact information and my real estate team information. And I stitched it all together. And what I mean by stitch is I put the different clips together in Video Leap and added music. So it sounds like a lot because it is a lot, but I promise you, once you learn the apps, it does not take as long as you think it might take. It's just the learning curve of learning how to utilize and implement the features of an app. So let's watch. Ta-da! As one of a kind, unique marketing.
No, I love the sunset, or how it goes from like the day to the night. And you could have, I'm just trying to think, because if it was a video, like I use Canva to sew everything together. Like I can upload my videos and I have my little outros inside of Canva or whatever.
So that song,
probably not, because you've done this a long time ago. They probably didn't have all that stuff.
Right. And I'm just now starting to play with the video feature because of your class. Well, our class, when we talked about Canva, I was like, oh my gosh, why am I not using any of this video stuff in here? So, it's because that's where my mind didn't go there. So I wasn't like used to using it. So now I'm trying. But this song, okay, I don't pay for music. Well, I do pay for music because I have Spotify. But I remember when a lot of us were buying songs, and some of us may still do it individually from Apple. That's actually a song from The Roots that I had on my phone. And so Video Leap allowed me to use it. Now, sometimes some of these platforms might say copyright infringement for music, blah, blah, blah. I'm willing to roll the dice and risk it, because a lot of times having that audio there helps propel your video, and it pulls people in for however long that sound is on there. So I have never had my page shut down. I have never had issues with it. So I'm giving you permission to do this, and don't be afraid.
And I always use the music in the apps, but sometimes I've had some stuff, even if I've done like in Canva, copyright, but it's just not playing in a country I really don't care that it's not, well, pretty sure nobody in that country is looking at my stuff, so we're good.
Right. So this is a photo, and Carlos, if you're still on, please correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was an AI generated Halloween house that Carlos had made, and I put it into Motion Leap. just to create the elements, because you'll see the elements are, there's some fog. Heather, close your eyes. There's a little tiny spider and the sky as well as the ghost. And then I added music because I liked the music for this particular image better in Videoleap. And then I was done. This one, honestly, this one took me 5 minutes. Maybe 7 max, but it wasn't a lot. But see, it's just simple. And I can run an ad with this about like, what's your favorite Halloween, blah, blah, blah. I can ask ChatGPT for some really helpful information and I'm done.
No, it's different. It's different.
Yeah. So the last app we're going to talk about, and I apologize for the class running a little over. There's a lot of information. We're going to talk about this app, and then we're going to talk about my insights, and then we'll be done with the class. So this one I actually learned from Carlos. He is we need to have him do like an AI class. Like this is just great. So being an image creator, I'm having a lot of fun experimenting with it. The hardest part is figuring out the verbiage for your prompt to get it to create an image. You do need to create a Microsoft login. If you don't already have one, it's just a matter of signing up for it. You can even download the app for it. I was using this on my computer, but I found the Bing app. This is what the icon looks like. And now I've been playing around with it through the app. So one prompt I asked it was create a gingerbread house with a for sale sign and a candy wonderland with a gingerbread real estate agent. This is what it came up with. It'll give you 4 images. The other 2 I didn't like that much, so I kept these. But isn't that cool? It's insane to me. Insane.
No, all of it's insane. All of all the different posts that we've been seeing, and that's the thing. I haven't tried it, but everyone's like, well, what prompt did you use to get that? I like this. I like that.
Yeah. So these are 2 separate prompts I did. One, I was like, oh, let's go really wild, right? So I was like, let's do a magical unicorn house for sale with a real estate agent. And that's what it came up with. I don't know how the unicorn fits in the house, but it works, I guess. And then the other one, I asked for a Lisa Frank inspired real estate agent in front of a house. And that is what I got, which that one's kind of cool and artistic. It's totally different. Like I appreciate the art of it. I don't know how I would market with that though.
No, but I think that definitely, now that you say what you used, I get it now.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
I get it now. Yeah.
And here's a couple Halloween ones I did. I just asked for a Halloween haunted house. And anyone who's a Disney fan, you'll see the Disney inspiration here. So I asked it to create me a Halloween themed Up version. So that literally looks like the Up house. And there's like one of the ones I did had a guy in it that looked like Carl, and there's the little balloon floating away. So that's what it came up with. Insane. So why are we doing all of this? Why? This is the ultimate. I wanted to share some like tried and true stats with you, is why I'm so passionate about being like this outlandishly unique, one of a kind creative marketing. And this is why. Part of the reason is social media platforms are crowded with content, which we all know. I mean, there is all kinds of stuff out there. And the users of these platforms have limited attention spans. Creative marketing will help you get your content out there and stand out, as well as grab viewers' attention. So that provides a higher likelihood of people actually wanting to work with you. And this is why. These are literally my September and October stats. The white is my Facebook page. The black is my Instagram. I reached over 23,000 accounts from September to the end of October in 30 days on Instagram. And then on Facebook, I reached almost 30,000. I mean, it's 26,009. So let's say 27,000 accounts on Facebook in the month of October. And those are spot on of why I do it. I pay attention to my insights now. Thanks to Ramsey. Thanks, Rams. And I can see how many people are paying attention to what reels and what I'm doing. And it's really genuinely helped me to know what marketing to lean into more. So just remember, you can get inspiration everywhere. You can have old listing photos. You can do feel-good quotes, pictures of yourself. Do not be afraid to post yourself. These people want to know you're alive. They want to make sure you still look like yourself. They want to see you having fun and enjoying life, because then it makes them feel good to see that you're doing good. And if they don't, then they can just kick rocks. Stock images are great. Inspirational nuggets of wisdom or life lessons, things that you've done. You can save video, audio right in Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Those reels perform very, very well. If you look at my reels page on my Instagram, those reels outperform where I've saved audio and just lip sync to it or whatever, versus me genuinely speaking. And ChatGPT is life. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's such a time saver, such a time saver. So if you want to know more information about me, and I'm excited to announce this, scan my QR code. It will take you to my Linktree. I am in the beginning phases of offering one-on-one marketing coaching. So I will have monthly plans, and I'll have tiered plans starting in 2020. But this is just to get your feet wet for one session, see if you even want to entertain it. I do make you work because I want you to self-discover for yourself. So we'll create a plan of the self-discovery. And some of those tips of what I go over with my one-on-one clients will be in Heather and I's class next month of the business planning class. So go ahead, scan that, find me, follow me. I hope I can be inspiration for you, because there's so many creative people out there that inspire me daily within our industry. And if you liked my shirt today, this is my shameless plug. I'm learning to do shameless plugs, guys. Yourcreativehustle.com is my website, and I have a free shipping going on right now. I have 2 or 3 new collections I'm working on. One of them is actually a ChatGPT image that I created, which I'm really excited to use. And it's code FALLSHIP for free shipping. So thank you. And if you have any questions, let us know.
Anything. Do we have anything? Let's see. I think everyone is kind of like me, like, okay,
overwhelmed. I know.
I don't use apps. It's like I'm on my desktop all day. Yes. It is everywhere. It's in all the big groups, YouTube, whatever. It's everywhere. Wherever you are watching this. Yeah, you're on Facebook watching it. So yes, it'll be recorded.
It'll live in the groups, yeah.
Yes, it'll live in the group. So always, we do try to put them into the guide section for the classes, like the marketing class. So to make it super easy, it'll be in the threads, and we always put them in the guide section. So once it's done, we'll throw it over there, and that is great. Next month, super excited. Business and marketing planning. I've been doing it every year, all the time. So I'm excited.
I love your class. Guys, if you're attending a business planning class, let me tell you something. Heather is the reason why I have a vision board now. Like, I drove up 2 hours to her office to take the in-person class one year, and it has changed my mindset permanently. I love it. I love it.
I've been doing it for I make my kids do it. And the vision board, I thought, was like the cheesiest thing that we were going to incorporate. It is the number one thing that helps me, because it's a visual. When I walk in, I sit at my desk, but I do it on Canva now because it's so much easier. So I'll be showing mine. Maybe you should have yours done.
My poster.
You need your vision board done before our class, which is the second Thursday in December. I think it's the 14th. Yes, because I'll be in Florida. I have to figure out where I'm going to be doing the class. I'm like, I'll be on my little she shed. But definitely, so we'll have our vision boards. We'll share them with you, and lots of
vision
great
board class. Look at that. Maybe we need to have a separate vision board class.
I think we should do that for our January class, because we still have to.
Yes.
Our meeting, we have to actually brainstorm and come up with all of our classes for next year.
Yeah, and we have some great ideas. Heather does, someone asked about KV Core classes. Heather does a lot of KV Core classes, and you can even find some of those sessions on her website, socialmarketingnut.com as well. And she does offer those in the Remax Tech and Tool for those of you that are Remax agents looking for KV Core classes. Also, we have been speaking to a gentleman who is with the DISC profile system, which is really extremely important if you're building out a brokerage or building a team to know how to get certain personality types into certain roles. So we're going to try and have that class in the beginning of 2024 sometime as well. So, and if you guys have ideas, let us know. Oh my gosh, we want to know, like, what do you want to learn about? Because there's so much noise and we might miss something. We need your help.
And our heads are scary places to be. So you just let us know what you want to learn and we'll do it.
For sure. For sure.
So that's awesome. Thank you guys. Take care. We've got lots of great stuff coming up. It'll be on our vision board, but next month is the business planning class and marketing blueprint. So I can't wait for all that fun stuff, and we'll see you guys then. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you.